We got some cold temperatures going out tonight. Looks like it's going to be kind of chilly. Right now we've got 47 degrees, mostly cloudy tonight with a low around 33. And then tomorrow partly sunny with a high of only 46 degrees. Tomorrow night it's going to drop down again to about 29 degrees. But right now, out in New Mexico, we've got Kyle Martin. He's in Albuquerque. Kyle, how you doing?
Good, Way. How are you, sir?
All right. What's the temperature out there in New Mexico right now?
I tell you what, it's getting colder by the second. It'll probably get closer to freedom tonight.
Yeah, it's going to happen here too. And I was just talking to Debbie Reynolds with Nash Trash up in Dallas. She said the high today was 38, and
oh gosh,
we're at 47, so it's hadn't quite got down here to the Houston area yet. But calling in to talk about some songs. Let me tell the people how we got connected. I was watching Facebook, and I saw that the wonderful company Boot Barn was having their initial public offering there in New York City, and they had some artists, Mary Sarah, one of them that we know real well, and then Kyle Martin. And I started watching the video and said, man, this guy's pretty good. So I gave you a call.
Well, I was so glad that you did. You know, that whole experience was surreal to be able to go out there and play on that stage there in front of Wall Street. In front of the stock exchange right there on Wall Street, and to get to play with Mary Sarah, who I know you guys play her music too. It was very cool.
Yeah. So how did you get hooked up with Boot Barn to show up in New York?
Well, I was just really lucky, you know, that Boot Barn heard me play one time, and they allowed me to play some different events for them. And when they went IPO there at the stock exchange, they gave me an opportunity to play that day, and it was really once in a lifetime kind of a thing. And I really appreciate them for letting me do that.
Had you ever been to New York before?
No, that was the first time I had ever been. And I grew up
culture
in
shock, isn't
a
it?
big ranch in southern New Mexico. So talk about a difference for a guy like me.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a culture shock to go into those canyons in New York when you find out they're just buildings and the wind whipping through the canyons and all the people. And you know, it's for people that have never been to New York City, it's a great place to go. But I mean, they say it never closes, and it doesn't. You can get anything you want at 4:00 in the morning in New York City. But it is a unique place. It's a lot of fun, and I can't imagine though going straight from New Mexico to New York City and having never been there and performing on a stage right in front of the New York Stock Exchange. That's wonderful. That's so cool.
Yeah, it was like I say, it was a once in a lifetime deal, and we had done Nashville just 4 days prior, so we did New York and Nashville in less than probably 8 days.
Wow!
So very cool.
What were you doing in Nashville?
I was there again, playing some music for them on their behalf, and we got to play right there on Broadway.
Oh yeah,
was also very cool.
I know Boot Barn opened up that new store on Broadway, and.
Yes, sir, they sure did.
Next time I go to Nashville, I'm sure I'm going to be wandering in there. But anyway, I was looking at.
Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, I was watching the video, and I want to play one of the songs that I clipped off the video. It's the Garth Brooks classic hit song "Papa Love Mama," and it's Kyle Martin. We're going to play that, and we'll come back in just a few minutes.
Well, Papa drove a truck nearly all his life. You know he drove Mama crazy being a trucker's wife. The part she couldn't handle was her being alone. I guess she needed more to hold than just a telephone. Papa called Mama each and every night just to ask her how she was and if the kids were all right. Mama would wait for the call to come in, but when Daddy hang up, she was gone again. Well, Mama was a looker, Lord, that's a shame. Papa was a good one, but the jealous kind. Papa loved Mama, Mama loved me. Mama's in the graveyard, Papa's in the pen. Well, now it was bound to happen, and one night it did. Papa came home and it was just us kids. Had a dozen roses and a bottle of wine. If he was looking to surprise us, he was doing fine. Heard him cry from Mama moving down the hall, and I heard that bottle break against the bedroom wall. Old diesel engine made an eerie sound when Papa fired it up and headed into town. Well, the picture in the paper showed the scene real well. Pop was really buried in the local motel. Desk clerk said he saw it on repeat. He never hit the brakes and he was shifting gears. Mama was a looker, Lord, I shine. Papa was a good but jealous kind. cray, our papa's in the pen. Did y'all hear what happened? Well, it was bound to happen, and one night it did. Papa come home and it was just us kids. Had a dozen roses and a bottle of wine. If he was looking to surprise us, he was doing fine. Heard him cry for mama up and down the hall, and I heard that Papa brick against the bedroom wall. An old diesel engine made an eerie sound when Papa fired it up and headed into town. Well, the picture in the paper showed the scene real well. Papa's rig was buried in the local motel. Jeff Kirk said he saw it on repeat. He never hit the brakes and he was shifting gears. Well, Mama was a looker, Lord, that's a shame. Papa was a good but jealous kind. Papa loved Mama, Mama loved men. Mama's in the grave, Papa's in the pen. Mama's in the grave, Papa's in the pen. Well, Mama's in the grave, our Papa's in the pen.
That's Kyle Martin. Papa Love Mama, the old Garth Brooks hit song. So how'd you come out to pick out Papa Loves Mama? I always like that song. I can just see him driving that truck right through the building.
Oh yeah, no, it's a fun tune. It's high energy, and you know, if you ever get a chance to see me play or see us play live, I'm a real high energy guy, a real high energy act, and I thought that'd be a great addition to the set.
Yeah. So your new album coming out in sometime in the spring, probably?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's. I'll tell you what, making a CD is a long process, and if it goes like I think it will, hopefully it'll be done by the springtime this year. Yeah.
All right. What's it going to be called?
The title of the album is The Atomic West.
Yeah, that's an unusual name. How did we come up with that?
Well, you know, New Mexico, you think atomic, and then once you hear the music, I think on the album, it's pretty supercharged, but it's still in the vein of you know, traditional honky tonk music. You know, and people sometimes will ask me, you know, what kind of music do you play? And I said, well, if Dwight Yoakam and Van Halen had a baby together, it might sound something like my music, you know.
Oh, so how do people get hold of you on the social networks?
Well, you know, I have a website, it's kylemartinmusic.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff.
Okay, and on your new album, is it all original material?
Yes, sir. It's all original material. I wrote everything on it. In fact, I played everything and sang everything that you'll hear on it, every instrument, all of it. The only thing I didn't play was the drums. And that's actually one of the reasons it's taking as long as it has, is because, like I said, I've played everything on it. So it takes a while to do that.
Yeah, I bet it does. You have to lay down every single track individually.
Right, every single track. Woo. Individually, yeah.
So you didn't play the drums. Are you a little bit of a slacker there? Come
on. You know, it's funny. I played scratch tracks on all the drums, and then there's a gentleman here in New Mexico. His name is Eddie Garcia, and I got him to play drums on it. And he's a heck of a drummer, and so he's a lot better than me. So.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. One of the songs that you sent us, it's going to be on the new album called "If You've Got The Culo." And from what I understand,
I brought my bureau. Yeah.
You know, from what I understand, I don't need to know any more than that. So let's just kick this off. This is Kyle Martin off his brand new album coming out in the spring. It's called from the album called The Atomic West, and a song "If You Got The Culo."
If you got the culo, I brought my bureau, baby. Too fast, but it ain't because he's lazy. He takes his time, cause he wanna drive you crazy. If you got the culo, I brought my bureau, baby. I was in Albuquerque somewhere around 3:30. First time I saw her, first thing I thought was dirty. Black hair and red lips, oh man, she sure was pretty. I walked up to her, said, honey, this might sound flirty, but you got the culo, I brought my bureau, baby. He ain't too fast, but it ain't because he's lazy. He takes his time, cause he wanna drive you crazy. baby. Oh, look out! Took her out for dinner. After 5 margaritas, I thought I might could win her. Oh, she liked to dance out on the floor, I'd spin her. And it's hard to be a saint when you're out with a sinner. You got the culo, I brought my burro, baby. Cause he's lazy. Takes his time cause he wanna drive you crazy. You got the culo, I brought my burro, baby. You got the culo, I brought my burro, baby. Ain't too fast, but it ain't because he's lazy. He knows what you need, he gonna drive you crazy. You got the culo, I brought my burro, baby. Yeah, you got the culo, I brought my burro, baby.
And you got the culo, he brought the burro. I tell you, that is that's a I don't know what to think. It's a high energy, good song, and I wish I knew what it meant, but I'm sure people around the country are going, what do you mean? Are you an idiot? You don't know what that means? Well, I don't.
Oh, well, I appreciate it, Wayne. It's like you said, it's high energy. It's kind of indicative, I think, of who I am, and appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. So when you were in New York City, and I
yes,
realized this is culture shock. Did you ride the subway?
You know what? That's one of the few things I didn't do. I kind of wish I had, but I rode in several cabs, and that was interesting enough.
Yeah. I know the last time I got in New York City, I jumped in a cab, and I told the guy where I wanted to go, and I knew where I wanted to go. I knew where I was going, and he immediately made a turn and started heading uptown, and I went, "It's the other way." What are you doing?
You say that. Yeah, you better know where you're going because they won't.
Yeah, and he said, "Well, you're going to such and such in Brooklyn." I went, "No." It's like I'm going like 20 blocks south. You know, it's not the big deal. I can get out and walk there faster if we're going to Brooklyn. But anyway, well, I appreciate you calling in, Kyle, and we'll you keep sending us some music. We'll keep playing it. All right.
Absolutely, Wayne. I really appreciate the opportunity. Thank you so much, and long live Lone Star Radio there.
All right, appreciate it. Have a good evening.
Thank you, sir. You too.